Okay, I should be online. Hi, hello, and welcome to my small experimental unannounced random stream of a board game that I just found out about. I read the rules and I really wanted to give it a shot. It's called Ugly Gryphon Inn. Uh, I will be playing it here. This will be probably a short stream because I want to try something new by playing a small game and then putting it on our YouTube channel. So I don't expect anyone to be here really, but that's fine. I will be just talking to myself today. And yeah, let's just get into it. So Ugly Gryphon Inn is a solo player game. It's played with just 18 cards. I know there's 2 expansion packs that add like 6 new Patreons of our Ugly Gryphon Inn, but I don't have those. I plan to get the physical version of it, but I don't have it yet, so I decided to just play it here and show it to you guys on the tabletop simulator. So, what is Ugly Gryphon Inn? The story is, we own the questionably prestigious Ugly Gryphon Inn, which is the only inn within 100 miles. My Patreons are rowdy and rude, but they are only ones around. Your goal is to fill your inn with enough Patreons to keep debt collectors at bay, but to do so, you must manage some painfully peculiar Patreons. This is not easy to read if you're not the native speaker. So, we have an inn. We need to keep it working, so we need to have like I think the basic goal is to have seven Patreons at the end of the game to win it. We only have 18 cards. 18 cards are the Patreons. So the game is played like this. First we will shuffle our deck. Then we are picking our first 4 Patreons that are at the bar of the inn. So they are basically at the bar. They are not yet in our inn. And now we can check out each of them, and we have indecisive the doppelganger. So at the bottom of the card you have what type of resource he has with him. This one is food, and what kind of inconvenience he provides. So in the indecisive doppelganger is contributing one token towards our like brawling or fighting. If there is more than 3 food in the inn, he will leave the inn if we put it here at our inn. So this other thing is the condition that will make him go away, and under that is what will happen when he leaves the inn. We want to avoid that, so we need to like manage our people that we are putting in the inn so that they don't get this living condition. Let's see who else we have. We have total none. I don't know what that means. But if the beer is above or below this room, so I will explain the rooms in a second, she will leave. She silently judges every other Patreon on the way out, but there is no further effect. So when we will be putting her in our inn that we will be building on this side of the table, we cannot have beer under her room or above her room. Then we have Warbear. If there is no food in the inn, he will leave. And when he leaves, he tries to eat Patreon directly below, so that Patreon runs away and leaves too. He is producing beer, so he cannot be above or below the nun, because then she will leave. So it's like very interesting management game. I will put my Patreon deck here so we have a little bit more space on this side of the table, because we have bar here, but we will be building the inn as a vertical row here. Okay, and the last one we have is Stressed Satyr. If there is no beer in the inn, he will leave, and when he leaves, the satyr needs a drink. Move the satyr back to the bar. Okay, so he's funny because he doesn't leave forever, he just goes back to the bar. So that's nice. Okay, the other thing you can see on the nun and the bear is this other icon next to their condition. That is another condition. This is the thing that they don't like, that irk them. So if at any moment in the bar we have three of those the commotion icons of the same type, so for example three brawls, three this is loud noises, and this is bad smell, then every one of our Patreons that has that IRC will leave. So we need to be careful about that. Okay. This is those are the basic rules. Let's just get into it. I am playing it for the first time, so I may make some mistakes, but we will see how it goes. So, okay, we need to choose one of those Patreons and put them in the first room of our inn. We will be building our inn floor by floor. So the first one could be a nun, because she is if we don't put anyone that has beer icon above her, then she will be happy on her lower floor, and we don't have to bother. We don't have to be aware of anyone below her. But if we put, we can't put bear in the inn because there is no food there, so he would immediately leave. And doppelganger, we could put him in the inn to have less fighting icons in our bar. We will have only one noise, one fighting, one smell, so nowhere near free. So this could be a good move. There is no more than 3 foot in the inn. There will be only 1 foot from him, so yeah, we can put him in our inn. So we are moving him to the first room of the inn. He is on the parterre, and now the next phase is we are checking the conditions. So if there is more than 3 foot in the inn, he would leave, but there is no. If we check the conditions, then we are drawing a new Patreon to our bar. So this is a goblin triplet, and he has 2 smell icons and 1 food. If there are 3 goblins in the inn, he will leave. If there is too much commotion, he will leave. Okay, so we drew this card, and now we are checking inconveniences. This is like turn 4. So he has 2 smell, and Saturn has the other smell. So if we had any Patreons in our inn that are bothered by smell, they would leave, because at the bar there is too much smell. But we don't. So now we are just moving into the phase of putting another character in the inn. So who do we want? We probably want to get rid of the smell in the bar, however it sounds. So we could put our goblin in the inn. The problem is that he is producing meat, so he is contributing to this character's condition of living, which is not nice. I am not sure what we should do here. We could put bear, but still we will be producing bad smell. On the other hand, we don't have anyone in the inn right now that is bothered by bad smell, so maybe I shouldn't really be worried about that in the bar right now. We could put Nun in, but she also produces meat. I don't think we will hold the indecisive doppelganger for long here. What is he doing when he leaves? The doppelganger shapeshifts into somebody else. Place the doppelganger at the bottom of the deck. Draw a new Patreon and place it in the doppelganger's place. Okay, so he will basically go back to the bottom of our deck, and he will draw someone else on his place because he will just shapeshift. I like how thematic this game is. Okay, who should we put in our second room? There is still no beer there. Maybe that's not such a bad move, actually. There is no beer in the inn, so stressed Satyr cannot go there. But maybe we should do the titonal. I should check out what that means. If anybody perchance gets in the chat, I would be happy if you said what that means. Okay, let's just put her on the second floor of our inn. So right now there is not enough commotion. Like no one is. We are ignoring the fighting right now. If there is beer above or below this room, no, there is not. If there is more than 3 food in the inn, no, there is not. So all the conditions are met or are not met. So we are drawing another Patreon, and that's a bunny prince. This is so freaking cute. Okay, let's see. He is creating some noise, so we have only one noise icon, so we don't need to worry about this. We should be more worried about the fighting icons. Let's see what he does. If there is more beer than food in the inn, he will leave. Right now there is only food in the inn, so we don't need to worry about that. He doesn't like bad smells though, so I cannot really accommodate him in the inn because we have 3 bad smell icons and he will just go away if we put him in the inn right now. So we cannot do that. The prince leaves. As it leaves, it hops around madly. All Patreons is in the inn irked by noise leave. Okay, so if we had anyone that has this noise irk and the bunny prince would leave, he would make so much noise that everyone would leave if they are bothered by that. Alright, if we put someone, I think we will trigger the doppelganger, because if we put someone with if I put Warbear in the inn right now, then the nun will leave because he will have the beer icon above her. If I use someone else, then doppelganger will change into someone from the deck, and that unfortunately can be someone that has a beer icon. But because he is at the bottom, that will not have immediate effect on the nun. So this game is nicely interconnected, so like that. Okay, I think I would like to get rid of the goblin triplet from here though, because he is creating so much bad smell in the bar that we cannot put anyone with the smell irk in the inn. And also he has a right icon for the nun to stay there. Okay, let's do that and let's see what will happen. Hi Adelric, nice to see you here on my little unannounced stream. I'm playing board game today, and it's so far very interesting board game. It's a solo board game about running an inn and managing the Patreons so that nobody leaves, or at least after we go through the deck we will have at least 7 Patreons in our inn. So right now I was just putting, this will be so random if you don't know the rules and just joined, but I'm putting the goblin triplet in my inn because he was producing too much smell at my bar, and that would scare off anyone in the inn that had a smell as their irk. This probably makes no sense right now, but it probably will in a second. Okay, so because I accommodated the goblin triplet in my inn, I'm now going through the conditions. If there are 3 goblins in the inn, there are no 3 goblins in the inn. We have only 1 goblin in the inn, so he will not leave. If there is beer above or below this room, she will leave, but there is only food icon, as you can see at the bottom, and food icon below and above her room, so she will not leave. And unfortunately, indecisive doppelganger, if there is more than 3 food in the inn, there is no more than 3 food in the inn, there is 1, 2, 3, there is exactly 3. Questionable card games? I don't know if it's questionable, it's unique. So the indecisive doppelganger will not leave yet, because we still need to put 1 more food in the inn before that happens. So we passed this, we will draw a new Patreon to our bar, and that's Lazy Sorcerer. Let's see, she is producing beer, she is also producing bad smell, probably because she is too lazy to bathe. If the sorcerer is on the 5th floor or higher, then she will leave. Okay, so if I want to play the sorcerer, which probably I want to actually, I would need to put her in our inn now, because any turn after that will be 5th floor or above, so I won't be able to accommodate her. Oh, she's too lazy to climb further. I this game is so nicely thematic, yo. Okay, so we could play Bunny Prince because there is still more food than beer in our inn. There's no beer in our inn actually. Uh, but then we are locking the lazy sorcerer. Let's see. She is irked by fighting. We don't have enough fighting in the bar, so she will stay there. And she produces beer, so she will not kick the indecisive doppelganger from our inn. So we can actually play her right now. And that's what I will do. That was a lucky draw, actually. I hope so. Okay, now we are checking the conditions. She is not on the 5th floor or higher. There are no free goblins. Beer is not above or below this room. And there is no more than 3. Perfect. So far, I didn't lose a single Patreon, but I feel like we have 11 more cards. So I doubt we will be able to make everyone happy before this game ends. Okay, let's see who joins the inn. And it's a sensitive hunter. He's contributing 1 brawling irk to our bar, but there is only 2, so nobody will get kicked out because of the brawlings. I probably need to get rid of them, because if I get 3 brawling icons, then this character and this character are irked by that and would leave the inn. And I really don't want that to happen. Okay, let's see. If there is more food than beer in the inn, oh, there is more food in the inn because we had to put more food. So I cannot put him in the inn because he will immediately leave. Okay, what happens if he leaves the inn? The hunter leaves. As it leaves its rotten stuck carcass behind. All Patreons in the inn, irked by smell, leave. I don't want a rotten stag carcass behind in my inn, so I don't think I will accommodate this guy, especially since he would immediately leave. Okay, the prince will leave if there is more beer than food, so he is exactly the opposite of that. We could accommodate the prince because we don't have that many smell icons in our bar, and we have more food than beer, so he would stay in the inn. On the other hand, what was the bear? If there is no food in the inn, I can accommodate the bear. We will get rid of 1 fighting icon from our bar, and that would be nice because otherwise we will have 2, and if we draw another one, then they will leave. So probably the bear is the best choice right now. He is bothered by the loud sounds, but they will be only Bunny Prince is making loud sounds here. So this is a pretty good play, I think. So yeah, I guess Bunny Prince is going to live on the 5th floor of our inn, which is nice. Okay, we have now we are going through the conditions. So there is more food in the inn than beer, so the Bunny Prince stays. She is on right floor, no 3 goblins, no beer below. But now we have 3 or more food items in the inn. So we need to... The indecisive doppelganger decides to leave, and actually he shapeshifts into somebody else. So we will put him in the bottom of our deck. And he just turned into... Oh my gosh. He turned into a bloody barbarian. If there is no beer in the bar, the bloody barbarian will leave. Thankfully, he is creating a food icon, not the beer icon, so our nun is still safe. What would happen if he leaves? If he leaves, as he leaves, he runs up and down the hall swinging his axe. All patrons irked by fighting leave. Okay, we need to make sure there is always beer in the bar. Because if he leaves, then she will also leave with him. I wouldn't want that. Okay, but now that we're done with the conditions, we can draw another Patreon. And let's see. Oh, where do you go? it's the clumsy wizard. He is creating some noise, which is perfect. We only have... I feel like I wanted to play Warbear here, and not the Bunny Prince. I think I got those confused, but okay, whatever. I made a mistake, that's on me. We will play the bear next, probably. Okay, let's see. If the wizard is at the top of the inn, he will leave. How am I supposed to put him in the inn but not at the top? I always need to put the next card on the top of the previous ones, so I guess if he got turned by the doppelganger power, he would be on the bottom of the inn and he won't be on the top. But I need to find any effect that will allow me to put him like below someone or not at the top of the inn. So he is not a playable card right now. He would leave, and if he leaves, he casts a brand new spell. Take the 3 Patreons below him, shuffle them, and place them back in random order. Okay, that's interesting, because that could, for example, shuffle those 3 and put the beer icon above the nun, thus breaking my perfect inn with very happy Patreons. I think now I will play the bear. If there is no food in the inn, we have lots of food in the inn. He will contribute 1 beer, but there still won't be more beer than food, so the Bunny Prince won't leave. Oh my god, I need to remember so many conditions now. Yeah, there is no beer at the inn. There will be beer at the inn, so Satyr is always also safe to play. But I will play the Warbear, exactly for the reason that I don't want to have 3 of the same icon for Irks in our bar. So we are playing the Warbear at the top of the inn. We already have 6 Patreons here. If we have 7 at the end of the game, then we are considered that this game is won. Okay, and now we are again going through the condition. If there is no food in the, there is food in the inn. There is no more beer than food, I think. Yeah, we have 4 food and just 2 beer. Bunny Prince is safe for at least another turn. She is no 3 goblins, no beer, and there is beer at the bar. You need to remember the beer for this guy. Bloody barbarian needs his beer. Okay, now we are putting a new Patreon. Let's see. Okay, it's a charitable giant. He is producing some smell, but it's not too bad. The Bunny Prince is actually bothered by smell. He is giving another beer to the bar, so our bad barbarian will have a lot of beer to be happy. If there is a grouping of 3 or more food or beer in the inn, he will leave. Let's see. Yes, there would be. So this means if we have like food, then he would leave. So we cannot put him in the inn right now because he would immediately leave. What happens if he leaves? The giant leaves, but gives his stipend to another Patreon at the bar. Move another Patreon from the bar to the top of the inn. Start checking the rooms again from the top. Okay, that's not so bad, because basically we could move through the deck faster if we use the charitable giant right now. I could play him at the top of the inn. He would trigger his condition, so I would have to put another one of those at the top of the inn. It doesn't really kick anyone from here, from the inn. So I could then play Satyr on his place, and yeah, that would clear 2 more cards from the deck. So I think this is actually quite a good play in this situation. Our inn is starting to get very tall. Maybe I should start putting them above, or just can I make the cards smaller? I probably could. Okay, let's not do this right now. So yeah, I think this is what I will do actually on this turn. We will put Charitable Giant on the top of our inn. And now we are going through the condition. If there is grouping of 3 or more food or beer in the inn, he will leave. There is, here. So he is leaving. He is triggering his leave condition, which is that he is moving another Patreon from the bar to the top of the inn, and we will start checking the rooms again. So we are moving the stressed satyr to the top of our inn in his place. He is moving away. He didn't like our inn, but that's okay. And now we are starting to checking the conditions again. If there is no beer at the inn, we have beer at the inn, here for example. If there is no food in the inn, there is food in the inn. If there is more beer than food, we have 5 food, so Bunny Prince is safe. She is on the floor, on the right floor, there is no 3 goblins, and there is no beer above or below this room, and there is beer at the bar. So all the conditions are met, our Patreons are very happy. Okay, now since we used 2 Patreons from our bar, we will be drawing 2 cards instead of 1. So 1, 2, and let's see who we got. We got Rusty Ranger. If there is 3 or more beer at the bar, she would leave. So if we play her right now, she would leave. When she is leaving, the ranger opens the window and attempts its trick shot. Irk the Patreons to rooms below. Okay, so she would kick out the Warbear, I guess. If there is an equal amount of food and beer in the inn, she would leave. The Time Mage. Actually, that won't happen probably. So I could play Time Mage at the top of the inn. What Irks would we have? We would have to combat Irks though at our bar. So that's not perfect because that could spiral into 3. But I think this will be still the best way to do this. Wait, let's see. He would kick anyone with the smell conditions, so if I play him, he would kick off the Bunny Prince. I don't want that. He would reshuffle the Patreons below him if we play him at the top. So we can basically use him for his effect, just like we used Charitable Giant. This will not do much harm to our Patreons, and because they don't care about the order of cards. Only she cares about the order of cards. So we could accommodate the Clumsy Wizard at the top of our inn, but he would leave, so we wouldn't have more of them. The Time Mage, I think, is the only one that if we put them in the inn, he will not leave, so we can build our inn with him. Then again, we will have 2 fighting icons. This is a little bit dangerous. Okay, this is kind of bad. Wait, let me check one thing. Okay, if a Patreon leaves due to an effect by another Patreon, their negative effect is not triggered. Okay, this is nice, because I was worried that if we play Rusty Ranger and she makes Warbear leave, then his effect would also kick out the Bunny Prince, and then his effect would kick anyone with the noise Irk. So this would be bad, but I see that if anyone gets kicked because of someone else's effect, not because of the Irk, then he's not triggering his effect. So that's good. They are only triggering their effect if we trigger one of the conditions. So I'm thinking. I think I will use the time mage, and I will hope that we won't draw anyone with the fighting icon, because that would be bad. They are triggering their effect if they are irked. Yep, they will trigger their effect. I am a little bit scared. Okay, yeah, let's play the time mage. It's not that terrible, I guess. Okay, I am a little bit nervous right now. Okay, so we place the time mage in our inn. If there is equal amount of food and beer, we have only 3 beer and around 5 of food. So this will not happen. There is no beer at the inn, there is beer at the inn, no food, there is food, there is no more beer, and this 3 is... Okay, all of those are okay. So now we are drawing a new character to our bar, and please don't be combat character, because then things will go down. Yeah, okay, he is only creating noise. He is a fasting monk. If there is food above or below this room, he will leave. Oh, he just leaves quietly. I like that. He doesn't have any terrible effects, really. And we can actually play him at the top of our stack, because there is beer below him then. Oh my god. Let me just place this huge inn a little bit lower. So, now we have 2 noise effects and 2 combat effects, so this is still not perfect. But the fasting monk actually can go up here, and I don't think he will trigger anything bad now. So either... Yeah, I think this is the best one to play right now, because she has a good chance of leaving if we play her right now, if we draw the beer again. Oh gosh. What do we do? What do we do? Okay, let's play the fasting monk on the top of our tower. Now we are going through the effects again. If there is food above or below this room, there is none, because she has beer and the one above has beer. Equal amount of food and beer. No beer at the inn. No, we have food in the inn. We have more food than beer, and none of those are triggered. Okay, now let's see. We only have 5 Patreons left in the deck, so if we go through them, and we have still 7 on our beautiful tower, we will win. Let's see who we get. We have Drunken Dwarf. Unfortunately, that means we have 3 combat icons, so we will need to go through our inn and kick out anyone that is irked by combat. But let's see what he has. If there is more than 3 food in the inn, he will leave. There is only beer, so we will be able to accommodate him. If he leaves, the dwarf leaves drunkenly. It goes out of the window instead of door and lands on the Patreon waiting outside. Discard the top card in the draw deck from the game. Hey, that's not actually that bad, because this would give us like 1 less card to worry about. But okay, first we need to resolve the irk. Since we have 3 fight icons, we need to go through our inn and see what happens. Okay, lazy sorcerer, she is bothered by the fights, so she leaves. And we need to resolve her card. The sorcerer leaves, but to make its exit easier, it switches places with the Patreon at the bottom of the inn. Place that Patreon in sorcerer's place. Continue checking the room with the newly placed Patreon. So she leaves and places the bottom Patreon in her place. She just teleported down to the Bloody Barbarian and left the inn. So that's that. Goodbye, lazy sorcerer. Where was... Wait, okay. Bloody Barbarian is not bothered by the fights. Unfortunately, the nun is bothered by the fights, so she leaves, and she silently judges every other person on the way out, but there is no further effect. So she just like, no. You drunken dwarves, rusty rangers, and sensitive hunters are definitely making this place unbearable. And she leaves. Okay, so we are left with 7 Patreons in our inn still, so it's not that bad. We need to get rid of this Irk, but actually everyone that was bothered by fighting left, so we can have now the bar brawl and nobody will care. Okay, now we need to accommodate another person. This is the first time that people left because of the Irk, so it's not so bad. That changed the amount of food and beer, but I think all the effects that are dependent on that still are okay. We can place the drunken dwarf. He will not leave. Rusty ranger would leave. Clumsy wizard would leave. And sensitive hunter would leave. So this guy is the only one that if I place him on the top of the inn, he will just stay there. And even if he would leave, that wouldn't be too bad for us because he just discards the top card. Okay. Now we are going through the effects. There is no more than 3 food. There is no food below or above the monk. He was just like the nun, just with the food. Equal amount of food and beer. 1, 2, 3 beer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 food. We are okay here. No beer at the inn. There is beer at the inn. No food. There is food in the inn. So here we have food and we have drinks here. So everyone is happy. More beer than food? No. No beer at the bar. We have lots of beer at the bar. And 3 goblins in the inn. No, there are no three goblins at the inn. But that means there are 2 more goblins here. Okay, let's draw another card. Let's see. We have a goblin. Everyone that is bothered by fighting, he contributes to fighting to the deck. So if anyone was bothered by the fights, they would leave. But we don't have anyone anymore because everyone that was bothered by fighting in my inn already left. Sorry, this is like a fight club of inns. Okay, let's see. But that means, okay, we have the smelly goblin and we have the fighting goblin. Then that means there is a loud goblin somewhere in this deck. And we have actually people that are bothered by loud noises. So we need to make sure there is no noisy people in our inn from now on. To avoid drawing him. So my best play here would be to play the wizard. But he will this actually won't do much bad to us. I think I need to play him. If I play anyone else and draw the loud goblin, then everyone that is irked by loud noises will leave, and that's Warbear and Goblin triplet. I don't want that to happen, so I will play Clumsy Wizard. Oh my god. Lazy was the sorceress. I will play the Clumsy Wizard at the top of our inn. Stop. Oh no, I don't want to deal him to anyone. Stop! There is a place for a player here and it messes up my cards. Okay. Let's see how this goes. Okay, lots of talking in this game. Let's see. If the wizard is at the top, he is. The wizard casts brand new spell, take 3 patrons below him, shuffle them, and place them back in random order. So he will leave, and he will shuffle these 3 cards. Ah, right. I need to do it like this. Come on. Let's see what is the new order here. So we have the fasting. Ah, no! We have the fasting monk, and there is guy with the food here. So okay, we will lose the monk. Too bad. Okay, so Clumsy Wizard left. He shuffled our Patreons. He says goodbye. Now, the Drunken Dwarf. If there is more than 3 food in the inn. In the inn! There is more than 3 food in the inn. I missed that it's in the inn, not in the bar. We have a lot of food in the inn. So, unfortunately, Drunken Dwarf will also leave. He leaves drunkenly, it goes out the window, and we will discard the top card in the draw deck. So, he is leaving. To make it more interesting, let's just discard this card, not showing what it is. It could be that's a third goblin. Now the time mage. If there is equal amount of food and beer in the inn, let's see. We have 1, 2 beer and 5 food. So time mage will stay here. If there is food above or below this room, yes, there is. The monk leaves quietly. So sad. If there is no beer in the inn, we have beer still. If there is no food, we have food still. So those 2 cards will keep them together. If there is more beer, there is no more beer. There is no beer at the bar. There is beer at the bar. If there are 3 goblins in the inn, there is no, there is not. Okay, so now our inn is unfortunately much smaller than it was. We need to get at least 1 Patreon out of those 2 rounds. Click. And we got a Sleepy Summoner. If there is noise directly above or below this room, she would leave. So Time Mage is smelly, but he's not noisy, so that's okay. We could accommodate her. She's producing food, so that will not mess up our inn. And I think this will be the best way to do this. We could actually place Rusty Ranger too, but I don't think this makes any difference right now. I think we are good actually. Okay, let's place Sleepy Summoner here. There is no noise above or below this room. There is no equal amount of beer and food, and we know that all the other conditions are met. So we are good to go. So let's draw our last guy, and it's the indecisive doppelganger again. So basically, do I need to accommodate 1 more, or is this the end of the game? Check rooms, new Patreons. If there are no cards left in the draw deck, then this is the final round. So we only need to check for the bad effects. Everyone at the bar is making like fighting icons, but we have no one in the inn that is bothered by that. So that means this is the end of the game. We have 7 Patreons in our inn, and that means we've won. So yeah, this is the ugly Gryphon Inn. I wouldn't mind playing another round of it someday. And yeah, I hope either if you're watching it right now or if we will see it on the channel, that you had as much fun as I did. Very enjoyable. We'll get the physical copy. So that's it for today. I need to get ready for my guests. So thank you for joining me on this short stream. Bye.